don't have a winch, but
yeah, like it's pretty soft here, but
well, I'm sure I can get past this. That's not really a problem.
We'd been to this area before, but we finally decided to check out the famous mud flats near Mission, BC. We'd driven around this area a few times, but we'd never actually gone down because, well, we're not super into mudding, and we're not super equipped for it either.
well, this terrain is different than what we've seen before.
This terrain is different, yeah. Krista, you want to go mudding?
No.
These mud flats are absolutely perfect for mudding in ATVs, dirt bikes, and kitted vehicles, but they're also really a sight to behold. Cradled by the immense mountains of beautiful British Columbia, this lake actually acts as a reservoir for the production of hydroelectricity. Fun fact, the 1989 comedy movie called We're No Angels was partially filmed at this location. It's no wonder though, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Soon after we got there, Jordan said that he wanted to go explore further towards the lake. Where he decided to try to cross, he could have built more momentum, given it a bit more gas, and he would have made it through. But a conscious decision was made by the group that we wouldn't go looking for trouble, because we had more places to go exploring later that day. And Jordan decided that there was only more mud ahead, so there was no reason to get stuck. We also didn't have a winch, nor did we have mud terrain tires, which are both highly recommended if you want to do stuff like this. Mud terrain tires are a lot more capable in these terrains in my opinion. Even general off-roading all-terrain tires don't perform as well. However, they're horrible on the highway and a nightmare on gas mileage. All-terrain tires are more suitable for this type of exploring and overlanding that we do because they still perform decently on the highways by providing reinforced sidewalls, deeper and open tread, and all-season operability as they're rated for snow and mountains as well. By this time, this place was packed and a lot more people had arrived. So Jordan found a spot where his vehicle could handle and he moseyed on down. I personally didn't feel very comfortable going after Jordan because his bigger tires dug up the spot even further, and I was afraid that my vehicle might tip over. Sure enough, while I was scouting another spot to get down from, another 4Runner passed by me, and for a second I really thought that he was going to tip over, and apparently so did he. Yeah, your driver rear is in the air. Do you have a D-ring spot at the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want me to pull you out?
That'd be perfect, man. Oh, God. You'll be good, man. You get a little yank out. You want us to use our rope, or you want, like...
If you want to get your rope, yeah, I'll have to
Sure.
leave it out. But
Yeah, sure. I'll drive ours.
I'll come spot. Okay, so don't pull a tie rod. Are your lockers on? Zip locks?
Just copy walkers.
So before you start judging these guys, keep in mind they had 3 vehicles total with recovery gear, so they came prepared. And they could have gotten out without my help, I just happened to be behind the guy and I offered. I'd also brought my recovery strap and my D-rings, which really proved their worth today. Allison scouted out a better spot for me to get down, so now it was my turn to risk getting stuck. Jordan's help here was absolutely critical. There were deep ditches on both sides and my tires were sliding like crazy, giving Allison and Krista some anxiety watching from some distance. So yes, I mean, I was slightly afraid of tipping the truck over and totaling it, but with a little bit of patience, trust in my spotter, and using the diff locks only when necessary, I had no doubt that I would be fine.
Go this way?
We're right where Rocky is. We gotta hit Rocky. Yeah. It keeps getting deeper though every
Yeah,
time.
that's good.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm fully in. Yeah. So ignore this, go that way, and just send it. Just give her.
I was saying to Krista, just keep smiling because I'm freaking out, and if we start freaking out, Ansel's gonna start freaking out. So just at least stand here and smile like everything's okay, even though you cannot see the front passenger tire. It is gone. The bumper, who knows? We may be living here now.
Yep.
Just keep smiling.
After we'd had our fill of playing in the mud, we headed out to explore more of this area. Allison and I had been here before, so we knew exactly where to take Jordan and Krista to see some more of the mountains and scout out spots for future camping trips.
What's up?
So Jordan
wanna
has
talk
been
about
struggling to get his car into 4 low. And
It's easy. What you do is you put it into L4 and you put it in neutral and then you press the brake. And it wasn't going.
it wasn't working. But when you look at the actual knob, there's the word push. And
Right.
so he wasn't pushing it in and turning it. He was just turning
Yeah.
it. And I said twice, it says push. He
And then I
ignored me.
pushed it and now it works.
It says push. He ignored me. It says push. And then it worked perfectly.
So what's the lesson here?
Listen to your
Don't listen to
beautiful
Krista.
girlfriend.
Listen to your beautiful girlfriend.
Thank you.
Alright, in Jordan's defense, he's only owned this vehicle for a short period of time, and he hasn't really needed to be in 4-low for too many things. But no, really, his vehicle can switch from 2-wheel drive to save gas, to 4-wheel drive in high gear, and finally, 4-wheel drive in low gear. So anytime he needed 4-wheel drive, he would simply engage the high gear option. Honestly, most maintained Forest Service roads don't even need 4-wheel drive. However, as I talked about in episode 1, in mountainous areas with steep climbs or loose gravel and bigger rocks, being in 4-low can be very useful as it gives you more momentum and power to go up the hills without your wheels spinning like crazy. The extra torque pushes the vehicle up without too much effort, making it both capable and safer. So though most of these Forest Service roads around this area can be done without 4-wheel drive, once you start getting into trails with bigger rocks, deeper mud, or snow, 4-wheel drive is useful at the very least and absolutely necessary at most. So though I encourage everybody to get out and go exploring, I also highly recommend taking a capable vehicle and being prepared for anything. We carry chains in the winter, D-rings, recovery straps, socket sets, toolkits, a tire repair kit, and enough food and water to last us at least a couple of days. We also have a way of communicating with the outside world to look for help. So if you don't have a four-wheel drive vehicle, it doesn't mean you can't explore. You can just stick to less challenging Forest Service roads or provincial rec sites that have some amazing views as well. And speaking of views, check this out.
Revolution. Feet move. Chasing wolves across the desert, water and stone, bleeding stone. Kids pass through the country, grinding for their bones. The violent shake of thunder splits the road. The violent shake of thunder splits the road. Sound of patience, ice age in time.
I think that stick's a little bit too big for you.
Busiest place.
This is supposed to be the busiest place.
And we found this spot right here, right?
We find that,
But it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
yes,
This
but
was probably occupied last night.
Yeah, maybe by then.
we find that no matter where we go, yes, everywhere is busy. However, if you really want to be alone, you just keep driving and then, like, we'll find some place like this. For
Keep driving, don't stop driving, drive all night.
Yeah, just keep driving.
Yeah. If that becomes the issue, we just turn on the lights. It's like,
Yeah, this is why we have light bars, guys. It's snowing here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you see it?
Yeah, kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other night when I was coming back from the grocery store, I realized that my tire was completely flat. And as you'll remember, last week when we came out, it was flat in the morning and then we pumped it up, but it was fine for the rest of the week. But it was completely flat. So I had to pull over, pump it back up so I could get home. And then the next day, we took it to the tire place and it's under like road hazard warranty. So they had to look at it and it had a sidewall tear. So then they replaced it. They only replaced the one instead of like, usually you'd get both, but there was enough tread on the other rear wheel that they didn't think it was necessary. So we just got the one tire, got that put on, went home, then was looking at the car and was like, that tire looks really big. Is it just because it's like new and shiny? And then we looked at it closer and realized that the size was completely wrong.
Oh no.
So it was like a 75 when ours are 65s. So I had to go back again the next day and be like, you need to put a new tire on.
So I think there are some spots like this up here. But yeah, you just have to be careful because like there's no place for us to pitch a tent.
Right, and there's a lot of bullet casings, and we can hear people shooting a 22 somewhere as well.
I mean, I don't really care about people shooting far away because I know that they're not going to shoot at me. The thing is, like, there's not, I mean, there's a nice view. Like, this is a nice secluded spot. I guess the only thing that I don't like is the ground.
Right.
I'd like it to be flat
Like a
and
small
have less
tent
garbage
you
on
could
it.
put
We can
there.
fix the garbage situation.
So let's talk about rooftop tents then. Are you getting a rooftop tent?
No.
No.
Why not?
Because I like having space on the rack for clothes and barbecue and potentially maybe like a solar panel
Solar
eventually.
panel. You can get solar panels for your hood, eh? There's a guy in, there's a supplier in Langley, I think.
I don't want that.
No?
I like having a canopy and like all that stuff be able
They are
to go
plain.
up on the roof.
Okay.
And also like rooftop tents are super expensive. And the only thing that they really save you from is a little bit of setup and tear down. And then like situations like this where you don't have the flat spot.
I think the biggest advantage of a rooftop tent is this, that you don't have to pitch a tent on spots like this, or if you're camping by a riverbed, you don't have to worry about it, right?
But is that worth $3,000 to you?
No.
For me, it's just the fact that the dogs have to sleep in the tent with us, and I am not willing to hoist my 65-pound dog up and down those ladders.
Just get a little ramp.
Yeah.
It would have to be quite a ramp.
I think
Like, they can't go up on this angle. They're not going to make
Work
it up
it
or
out.
down. And as we've seen, she jumps off of 6-foot-tall logs.
So she's fine. She can fly. It's no big deal
So
now.
she's going to jump out of that tent and shatter all of her little puppy bones.
What if we just cover her in like little water wings?
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
In the middle of the night, if you've had 1 or 2 glasses of water, getting down those steps to pee would be kind of annoying.
Okay, now what you could do is you could put a funnel in the tent with a
God.
tube that goes out underneath your truck.
Oh no.
And then you can just pee inside the tent. You don't even have to get out of your sleeping bag.
How
Yeah.
romantic is that?
So nice.
I want you to install this setup in your driver's seat.
Oh.
As we left this area to go further towards a place Jordan had heard about from one of his coworkers, we came across a crew that advised us that it was far too busy up there and simply not worth it. Having had quite an adventure already, we decided to skip the crowd and head towards home.
Man, this isn't snow, this is hail. Yeah, this has been a pretty adventurous day, hasn't it? The mud flats, getting that guy out of the mud flats when he was stuck. I almost thought I broke my bumper, which isn't broken, it's just muddy. But I mean, if it did break, okay, you know how kids sometimes break their phones just so their parents will buy them a new one? I kind of feel like that. I kind of feel like if it broke, I would go get myself a steel bumper. Just saying. Am I allowed to get a steel bumper?
Not while you have a current working bumper.
Sometimes our adventures take us to provincial wreck sites, sometimes to the mud flats. We constantly feel the need to break the mundane and get out and explore. So come explore with us. Find out where we're going to go next by clicking the subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll see you next Friday for the next episode.